Here we are, in the year 2025. It feels like a moment of profound change, a time when humanity has finally begun to listen to the quiet, persistent warnings of the natural world. For decades, we have looked to the Earth for its ancient fuels, digging deep for coal and drilling for oil. We built our world upon this foundation, a world of great cities and astonishing invention. But this progress came at a cost, a price paid by our planet's delicate systems. Now a new light is breaking over the horizon. It is the dawn of a clean energy revolution, a fundamental shift in how we power our lives, our homes, and our dreams. This is not just a technological change, it is a change in our relationship with the Earth itself. This year marks a pivotal point in our collective story. The idea of a world powered by the sun, the wind, and the tides is no longer a distant dream shared by a few. Chunk for each item: Media Group, solar panels and bright sunlight, wind turbines along coastline, tidal power station at its stock distribute equally. The sun, the wind, and the tides. It has become the central pillar of our global future. The conversations in boardrooms, in governments, and around kitchen tables have changed. Chunk for each item: Media Group, business meeting in modern office with solar panels visible outside, government officials in conference room, family discussing bills at kitchen table at its stock distribute equally, in boardrooms, in governments, and around kitchen tables. We are no longer asking if we should transition to clean energy, but how quickly we can achieve it. The evidence is all around us. Solar panels now shimmer on rooftops in sprawling cities and remote villages alike. Great wind turbines stand like gentle giants, turning the invisible currents of the air into electricity for millions. This is a revolution born not of conflict, but of necessity and wonderful innovation. The reasons for this incredible shift are written in the ice cores of our poles and in the rising waters of our oceans. Chunk for each item: Media Group, scientist extracting ice core sample in Arctic, aerial view of flooded coastline at its stock distribute equally. Ice cores of our poles, rising waters of our oceans. We have seen the patterns of our weather change, with storms becoming fiercer and droughts lasting longer. Chunk for each item: Media Group, hurricane over ocean as seen from above, cracked dry earth in drought-stricken area at its stock distribute equally. Storms becoming fiercer, droughts lasting longer. The very air in our great cities has at times become a danger to our health. The natural world, in its silent, patient way, has been showing us the consequences of our reliance on fossil fuels. But humanity, at its best, is a species of problem solvers. We possess a remarkable capacity for ingenuity, and now we are finally directing that ingenuity towards the greatest challenge we have ever faced: creating a sustainable home for ourselves and for all the life with which we share this planet. Chunk for each item: Media Group, family planting tree in backyard, community garden in urban area at its stock distribute equally. For ourselves, and for all the life with which we share this planet. So, as we stand here in 2025, we are witnessing the beginning of a truly remarkable transformation. It is a story of human cooperation on a scale never seen before. It is a story of brilliant minds working to unlock the secrets of clean, abundant power. It is a story of hope, a testament to our ability to change course and build a better, healthier, and more just world. Chunk for each item: Media Group, children playing in clean park, smiling people of all ages in eco-friendly city at its stock distribute equally. Better, healthier, and more just world. The path ahead is long, and there are still many challenges to overcome, but the journey has begun, and the destination is a future where humanity and nature can once again thrive in harmony. This is the dawn of the clean energy age, and it is a dawn full of promise. The great transition away from fossil fuels was not a choice made lightly. It was a choice born of urgent necessity. For over a century, the burning of coal, oil, and gas powered our industrial growth, but it also released vast quantities of carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. This invisible blanket has been steadily warming our planet, disrupting the delicate climate systems that have nurtured life for millennia. We have seen the consequences with our own eyes: ancient glaciers melting at an alarming rate, sea levels rising to threaten coastal communities, and heat waves of an intensity our ancestors never knew. The science became undeniable. To protect our future, we simply had to find another way to live. The impact was not limited to the climate. The pollution from burning fossil fuels has had a direct and devastating effect on our health and our ecosystems. In many of the world's largest cities, a haze of smog became a familiar, unwelcome sight. This airborne pollution contributed to respiratory illnesses and other health problems, affecting the most vulnerable among us, our children and our elderly. The same industrial processes also poisoned our rivers and acidified our oceans, threatening the countless species that depend on these habitats for their survival. The vibrant coral reefs, those bustling underwater cities of life, began to bleach and die. The natural world was sending us a clear and desperate signal. In response to this growing crisis, nations around the world began to act. A race for clean energy leadership emerged, driven by both environmental concern and economic opportunity. China, once the world's largest consumer of coal, invested on an unprecedented scale to become the world's largest producer of solar panels and wind turbines. The nations of Europe, united by a shared commitment, pushed forward ambitious green policies, aiming to become the first climate-neutral continent. In the United States, a surge of private innovation and government support accelerated the adoption of electric vehicles and the expansion of renewable energy grids. This was not just a competition. It was a global collaboration to solve a shared problem. This global movement gained momentum because people everywhere began to understand what was at stake. It was about more than just economics or politics. It was about the kind of world we wanted to leave for future generations. It was about preserving the astonishing biodiversity of our planet, from the smallest insect to the largest whale. It was about ensuring that our children could breathe clean air and drink clean water. The decision to move towards clean energy was, in its essence, a decision to protect our only home. It was a promise to ourselves and to all the living things that share this beautiful, fragile Earth. One of the greatest challenges for a world powered by renewables was a simple one. The sun does not always shine, and the wind does not always blow. For clean energy to become the foundation of our power system, we needed a way to store that energy for when it was needed most. The answer came in the form of the battery. The revolution in lithium-ion battery technology has been nothing short of extraordinary. These batteries, once small enough to power our phones and laptops, have been scaled up to an immense size. Now, vast battery farms stand ready to capture excess solar and wind power, holding it in reserve to keep our homes lit and our industries running day and night. The science behind these batteries is a marvel of chemistry and engineering. Inside each one, tiny charged particles called ions travel between layers of materials, storing and releasing energy in a controlled, efficient dance. Over the past decade, scientists and engineers have worked tirelessly to make these batteries more powerful, longer-lasting, and crucially, less expensive. They have experimented with new materials, refined the manufacturing processes, and increased their energy density, meaning more power can be packed into a smaller space. This relentless innovation has transformed batteries from a niche product into a cornerstone of our modern energy infrastructure, providing the stability our grids require. The impact of affordable, large-scale battery storage is profound. It has unlocked the full potential of renewable energy sources. Imagine a sunny afternoon when solar farms are producing more electricity than a city needs. In the past, that excess energy might have been wasted. Now it is channeled into giant battery arrays, saved for the evening when the sun has set and energy demand rises as people return home. This ability to smooth out the peaks and troughs of energy supply and demand makes a grid powered by renewables reliable and resilient. It provides the crucial backup needed to move away from fossil fuel power plants that were once kept running just for these moments. This battery revolution extends far beyond the utility grid. It is powering our move towards electric transportation, a topic we shall explore further. But it is also empowering smaller communities and even individual households. A home with solar panels on its roof and a battery in its garage can become its own self-sufficient power station, generating and storing its own clean electricity. This decentralizes our energy system, making it more robust and less vulnerable to disruption. The humble battery has become a quiet hero in our story, a key enabler of a cleaner, more secure energy future for everyone. While batteries are solving many of our energy storage needs, some sectors of our economy require a different kind of solution. Heavy industries like steel and cement production, as well as long-distance transport like shipping and aviation, need immense amounts of energy in a form that is dense and transportable. This is where another remarkable innovation comes into play: green hydrogen. For decades, hydrogen has been hailed as a potential fuel of the future, as it burns to produce only water. The challenge was always in how to produce it cleanly. Today, in 2025, the dream of green hydrogen is finally becoming a reality. The process behind green hydrogen is beautifully simple in its concept. It uses renewable electricity from solar or wind farms to power a process called electrolysis. This process splits water molecules, H2O, into their two components, hydrogen and oxygen. Because the electricity used is clean, the resulting hydrogen is produced with virtually no greenhouse gas emissions. This green hydrogen can then be stored, transported, and used as a clean fuel. It can power fuel cells in trucks and ships, be burned in industrial furnaces to generate high heat, or even be used to create other synthetic fuels for aircraft. It is the missing piece of the puzzle for decarbonizing the toughest parts of our economy. The potential of green hydrogen is truly transformative. For the steel industry, which has traditionally relied on coal, green hydrogen can be used to reduce iron ore without creating carbon dioxide. This allows us to produce the strong, versatile metal that builds our cities without harming our climate. For global shipping, which crisscrosses our oceans carrying the goods we all depend on, hydrogen and its derivatives like green ammonia offer a pathway to zero-emission voyages. It provides a way to store vast amounts of renewable energy for long periods, something that is more difficult to do with batteries alone. It is a key that unlocks a cleaner future for the industries that form the backbone of our modern world. Although the journey for green hydrogen is still in its early stages, the progress is accelerating rapidly. Governments and companies are investing billions to build large-scale electrolyzers and the infrastructure needed to transport and use the fuel. The costs are falling as the technology scales up, following a similar path to what we have seen with solar and wind power. Green hydrogen represents a powerful tool in our fight against climate change, a versatile and clean energy carrier that can help us reach those hard-to-abate sectors. It is a testament to our ingenuity, turning the most abundant element in the universe into a fuel for a sustainable world. Perhaps the most astonishing story in the clean energy revolution is the journey of solar power. For many years, generating electricity from sunlight was seen as an expensive, almost exotic technology. It was a noble idea, but not one that could compete with the low cost of fossil fuels. But that has all changed. Through decades of persistent research, innovation, and manufacturing at a massive scale, the cost of solar panels has fallen dramatically. Here in 2025, in many parts of the world, building a new solar farm is now cheaper than building a new coal or natural gas power plant. This is a monumental tipping point in the history of energy. This incredible reduction in cost is the result of many small improvements adding up to a giant leap. Scientists have found ways to make photovoltaic cells, the heart of a solar panel, much more efficient at converting sunlight into electricity. Manufacturers have streamlined their production lines, reducing waste and increasing output, which has driven down prices through economies of scale. New materials and designs have made the panels more durable and longer lasting. This relentless progress has turned solar power from a marginal player into an energy superpower. The sun, a nuclear fusion reactor 93 million miles away, provides more energy to the Earth in a single hour than all of humanity uses in an entire year. We are finally learning how to harvest it effectively. The rise of affordable solar power is changing the energy landscape everywhere. It is not just about massive utility-scale farms in the desert. It is about rooftops in suburbs, canopies over car parks, and even floating panels on reservoirs. Solar power is uniquely democratic. It can be deployed at almost any scale, empowering individuals and communities to generate their own clean electricity. This decentralized approach makes our energy systems more resilient. When power is generated closer to where it is used, it reduces the need for long, complex transmission lines and makes the grid less vulnerable to widespread outages. It is putting the power, quite literally, back into the hands of the people. This solar miracle is a powerful symbol of hope. It shows that with sustained effort and investment, we can create technologies that are not only good for the planet, but also make sound economic sense. The economic argument for fossil fuels is crumbling in the face of this cheap, abundant, and clean source of power. Countries are no longer choosing between growing their economy and protecting their environment. Solar power has shown that they can do both. The sun has always been the ultimate source of life and energy on Earth. Now it is becoming the ultimate source of power for our civilization as well. The transition to a world powered by variable renewable sources like wind and solar presents a new and complex challenge: managing the flow of energy. Unlike a traditional power plant that can be turned on or off at will, we cannot command the sun to shine or the wind to blow. To make this new system work, we need more than just panels and turbines. We need intelligence. This is where the smart revolution comes in. We are now using the power of artificial intelligence and advanced digital networks to create a smart grid, an electricity system that can think, adapt, and manage itself with incredible speed and precision. Artificial intelligence is at the heart of this transformation. AI algorithms can analyze enormous amounts of data in real time. They can look at weather forecasts to predict how much electricity our solar and wind farms will generate in the next hour, day, or week. At the same time, they can learn our patterns of energy consumption, predicting when demand will be highest. By comparing these forecasts of supply and demand, the AI can make intelligent decisions. It can decide when to store excess energy in batteries, when to release it back into the grid, and even when to send signals to smart appliances in our homes to use electricity when it is cheapest and most abundant. This smart grid is a vast, interconnected web of digital communication. It connects the power producers to the consumers and everything in between. Smart meters in our homes provide real-time information on our energy use, giving us the power to make more informed choices. Sensors across the network can detect problems, like a fallen power line, and automatically reroute electricity to prevent blackouts. This two-way communication is a stark contrast to the old one-way grid, where power simply flowed from a central plant outwards. The smart grid is more like a living organism, constantly sensing, reacting, and optimizing itself for maximum efficiency and reliability. The result of this smart revolution is a more resilient, efficient, and flexible energy system. It allows us to integrate vast amounts of renewable energy without compromising the stability of the grid. It helps reduce energy waste by ensuring that electricity is generated and used in the most intelligent way possible. It empowers consumers by giving them more control over their energy bills. This intricate dance of electrons, orchestrated by AI and managed by a smart grid, is the invisible nervous system of our clean energy future. It is the technology that makes the promise of a 100% renewable world not just a possibility, but a practical reality. The clean energy revolution is not just a story for the world's wealthiest nations, it is a story of global opportunity. For many developing countries, the transition to renewables offers a chance to leapfrog the old, polluting energy systems of the past. For countless communities that have never had access to a reliable electricity grid, decentralized renewable energy is life-changing. Small-scale solar installations and microgrids are bringing light to homes and schools for the first time. They are powering water pumps for agriculture, refrigerators for medicines, and small businesses that create local jobs. Clean energy is becoming a powerful tool for development and empowerment. This transition is also creating a new green economy, full of new jobs and new opportunities. The need to build and install solar panels, to manufacture and maintain wind turbines, and to develop and deploy battery storage systems is creating millions of jobs around the world. These are jobs for engineers, technicians, construction workers, and scientists. Unlike the fossil fuel industry, which is often concentrated in a few specific regions, the renewable energy industry is far more distributed. A solar installer can find work in almost any sunny community, and a wind technician can work wherever the wind blows. This creates local employment and helps to build more resilient local economies. Innovation is also turning our waste into a valuable resource. New technologies are emerging that can convert agricultural waste, household rubbish, and even sewage into clean energy. This process, known as waste to fuel, solves two problems at once. It reduces the amount of waste going into landfills, which can pollute the land and release methane, a potent greenhouse gas. At the same time, it creates a source of local, renewable energy such as biogas or liquid biofuels. This circular approach, where nothing is wasted, is a key principle of a sustainable future. It shows how we can design our systems to work more like nature itself, in a continuous, regenerative cycle. All of these developments are helping to create greener, healthier cities. Urban planners are now designing cities with sustainability at their core. They are creating more green spaces, building dedicated lanes for bicycles and electric scooters, and integrating public transport powered by clean electricity. Buildings are being designed to be more energy efficient, with better insulation, smart lighting, and rooftop solar panels. These green cities are not just better for the planet, they are better for people. They are quieter, have cleaner air, and offer a higher quality of life for their residents. They are vibrant, living examples of what our clean energy future can look like. While our progress towards a clean energy future is inspiring, the journey is far from over. We must be honest about the challenges that still lie ahead. One of the most significant is the sheer scale of the energy storage required. While battery technology has advanced remarkably, we still need to develop and deploy long-duration storage solutions that can hold vast amounts of energy for days, weeks, or even seasons. This is crucial for ensuring grid stability during long periods of calm, cloudy weather. Researchers are exploring many promising avenues, including pumped hydro storage, compressed air, and, as we have seen, green hydrogen. But we need to accelerate their development and deployment. Another challenge is the intermittency of renewables. What happens at night when solar panels are dormant? While batteries and a well-connected grid can solve much of this problem, it raises questions about the role of other clean, firm power sources. This brings us to the complex and often contentious topic of nuclear energy. Modern nuclear power plants can generate a huge amount of carbon-free electricity 24 hours a day, regardless of the weather. However, they also come with significant challenges, including the high cost of construction, public concerns about safety, and the long-term problem of how to safely store nuclear waste. The debate over its role in our energy mix continues. The transition also requires a massive upgrade and expansion of our electricity grids. To move vast amounts of solar power from sunny regions and wind power from windy coastlines to the cities where it is needed, we must build thousands of miles of new high-voltage transmission lines. This is a huge undertaking that requires significant investment, long-term planning, and public acceptance. It can be a slow and difficult process, often facing regulatory hurdles and opposition from local communities. Building a grid fit for the 21st century is one of the most critical and least glamorous parts of the clean energy revolution. Finally, we must ensure that this transition is fair and just for everyone. As we move away from fossil fuels, we have a responsibility to support the workers and communities that have historically depended on the coal, oil, and gas industries. This means investing in retraining programs and creating new economic opportunities in those regions. We must also ensure that the benefits of clean energy, like lower electricity bills and cleaner air, are shared by all, not just the wealthy. A truly successful clean energy revolution must be an equitable one, lifting everyone up and leaving no one behind on our journey to a sustainable future. The world of 2025 is a world in motion, a world of profound change. The familiar landscape of our energy system is being redrawn before our very eyes. The old gas stations that have been a feature of our roads for a century are beginning to transform. Many are now installing fast chargers for electric vehicles, their role shifting from selling fuel to selling time and convenience. Others may disappear altogether, as more people charge their cars at home overnight, waking up to a full tank of clean electricity. This small change is a powerful symbol of the much larger transition that is reshaping our civilization and our planet for the better. This incredible transformation is being driven by a powerful force, green finance. Investors, banks, and corporations have realized that clean energy is not just an ethical choice, but a smart economic one. The risks associated with fossil fuels, from volatile prices to the growing costs of climate change, are becoming undeniable. At the same time, the opportunities in the green economy are immense. Trillions of dollars of capital are now flowing into renewable energy projects, battery technology, and sustainable infrastructure. This wave of investment is accelerating innovation, driving down costs, and making the clean energy transition faster and more far-reaching than we could have imagined just a decade ago. The dawn of this new age is not just a story about technology and finance. It is a story about us. It is about the choices we make every day. Every time we choose to walk or cycle instead of drive. Every time we reduce our energy consumption at home. Every time we support businesses and leaders who are committed to sustainability, we are adding our own small push to this great turning wheel of change. The power to build this clean and just future does not belong to governments or corporations alone. It belongs to all of us. It is a shared responsibility and a shared opportunity. We are all crew members on this beautiful, fragile spaceship called Earth. As we look forward from this moment in 2025, we see a path ahead that is filled with hope. The clean energy revolution is the greatest and most important project humanity has ever undertaken. It is a chance to heal our relationship with the natural world, to build a more stable and prosperous global society, and to ensure that future generations can inherit a planet that is healthy and full of wonder. The challenges are real, but our capacity for creativity, cooperation, and compassion is greater. This year is not the end of the story. It is just the beginning. The work continues, and the future is waiting for us to build it.